It's J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we don't.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about The Last of Us, Episode 2, fire episode. Man, this show has been fire. I got a new little location that I'm going to be doing a couple things from. Try to switch it up every now and then. So, you know, if it seems that it's a little different, that's what it is. So, The Last of Us, for those that don't know, is based off of a video game that was on PlayStation, a major hit. It's about zombie apocalypse type situation. This is based off of mold spores, and they have infected and taken over people. So with that, the people became zombies, different stuff. Fast forward 20 years later, the world is, in ruins. They got a couple cities and locations or quarantine zones where civilization is still trying to hold on. Now, in the first episode, we learned this little girl had been bitten and didn't turn. So these group of people called the Fireflies, the resistance, so to speak, are trying to get her to the out west, so that they could get a cure on deck for humanity. So we see two people taking her in the first episode on this mission, but they didn't know that she was infected. And at the end of the episode, they later find out she was infected and that their true mission was a little different than what they thought. Now, they were only supposed to meet her, escort her to a group of some more of the rebels, and then they could leave. And they supposed to be getting a car battery so they could do what they want to do. So in episode 2, we pick up from where they left off right there. It is a little dark in here that I'm looking at this little setup, so I will have to do a couple things to make it a little brighter, change up a couple things, but, trying to change it up a little bit. So, let me get to a couple of, you guys in the comments. What's up? How y'all feeling? All right. You say nice outfit. Just wearing a little hoodie. I'm doing too much. You say type the J Cave if you feeling the new setting. That's what's up, man. You be coming up with the little hashtags, don't you? All right. So in this, so the one thing they did in the first episode is they kind of showed the beginning of the pandemic where this infection was taking place, but we didn't know exactly what was happening and how it was happening. So in this second episode, they show in, I believe it was in, where does it say, Singapore or something to that effect. And they were getting a scientist to come from Indonesia. They're in Indonesia in the beginning of this episode. Now it's smelling like Indonesia. And, they got her, they done rushed her in the middle of her lunch to come check something out. So she wondering what's going on. She got the little stank eye. Come to find out, they bring her because this woman died and had some mysterious circumstances going on. They was asking her about it, so she went to investigate. And so she saw that this woman who was dead, and they ended up shooting her in the head, she had, like, stuff growing in her. She had a bite on her leg, and then she saw this, like, spores growing out of her mouth. And then they asked what happened, and she said she ain't never seen nothing like that. And they said the woman got bit, then just went crazy and attacking other workers and biting people, and they had to eventually shoot her. to put her down. And then they asked her, she said, so how many people been bit? And they said 14. And she was like, oh. And she said, what happened to them? And they was like, well, we had to execute them. They started tripping. And he's like, so what should we do? How can we come up with a vaccine or, you know, a cure or some medicine? She's like, nah, bomb, bomba. Damn, she said, you need to bomb the whole city. That's what we need to do. Then she started crying. She like, you know what? I'm ready to go be with my family. She already knew it was over with. That was some hard pill to swallow right there, man. She said, bomb. You gotta bomb this boy. And, I mean, it's probably obvious that that didn't happen, considering that the outbreak, it happened. So, they fast forward to current times after that. And so now we know pretty much that this was, you know, worldwide, some type of mold, fungus spores, and it's hijacking people. So we later see when the episode come on that she sleep, and when she wake up, the first thing she see is they got a gun on her, and they don't know if she about to start to twitch. Is she a twitcher? I don't know. Is she twitcher? I see her twitchy, and I'm going to shoot her. She got a twitch. So she wake up, and they like, hey, don't start twitching. If I see her twitchy, I'm going to shoot her. So, you know, they kind of have a little discussion on whether they're going to keep with the mission, get rid of her, whatever the case. He don't want to do it, but she wants to keep going because she feel that's their best chance to get the battery that they need. So they end up going on through the mission. They've left the quarantine city at this point, and now they are getting ready to go to drop her off with the other members of the resistance. Now, it's not far that they have to go, but it's not that close. And so they're trying to go through, and she's 14 years old, we later learn, and this has been 20 years now. So she's been born, you know, she a pandemic baby. So she was born during all this time, and, you know, she wasn't ready to really go out into this situation and this environment because she keep looking at stuff, messing with stuff, thinking everything is, you know, it really ain't as serious as it is. And she don't know about the twitcher. The twitcher going to get you. So, you know, they end up going through, and it seemed like everything might be cool until the passageway that they wanted to go through was blocked. So then we see, they say, well, we can go through the middle, the short way, but that might be the more dangerous way, or the long way. So they go the long way. Turn out it was blocked, and there was a lot of twitcher. And so they saw all these, you know, infected. And so when because they had to climb, go up to the 10th story, go around this building, and then they saw that it was a bunch of infected. And then that's when he said that they're all connected. Because the fungus, if you touch or damage or disturb it in one spot, they'll all know where that spot was and be able to react. So it's like a hive of mind, but then it's also part of the planet. It's like Avatar. You know what I'm saying? It's like Avatar, where they part of the planet, and everything can talk and be a part of it. So they in there. They try not to step on stuff. do anything to disturb the mold that's on the walls or on the ground, because if you disturb it, it could possibly snitch on you. And so we see while they walking through or whatever, she did step on somebody crunchy hand. That hand was crunchy, boy, crunchy black. That was nasty. But they seem to be making it through, everything going cool. She was kind of playing like she was going to twitch and stuff earlier. They had to check her like, hey, don't play like that. You don't play when you're a twitcher. I'll put one in your head. So she had to chill with the jokes. But they seemed that everything was going cool until their way, the long way, it seemed to be blocked. And so now they got to go the short way. And the long way was packed full of infected. It had plenty of twitcher. It had the twitcher. So then they decided to go around the other way. Now, one thing that I like about this is it just feels like a movie. Every episode has very good detail, quality, and it feels like a movie. When she was walking through the city, of course it's not real, it's CGI, but it really looks good. It has the feel as if they're really in this, apocalyptic world. And I mean, it's dope. You never know what may jump out or pop out in this type of world, and that's dope. You say the walls can talk, you know what I'm saying? They snitching on you, you know what I'm saying? So she never been into a hotel at this one point, and she went in there, she thought, because the lobby was flooded, that it was a pool or something. She like, I can't swim. They're like, you crazy? You're serious? I thought you read and go to school. It was only come up to like their knees. But, so when they go through the short way, that's when the problems come. So I'm not sure exactly what city. It's been a while since I played the game and looked into it. But wherever it was, they were in Independence Hall, is what the short way was. And while they were in Independence Hall, they had like a little George Washington statue things in there and clothes and stuff. So I don't know if they in Philly or what. I mean, it do look like Philly right now, so I don't know. Just joking, Philly. But once they went through there, because she was talking earlier when they was walking, like, yeah, I heard that these cities were full of like roaming infected and those with the split heads and this and that. And that's not true, is it? And he just looked like, I know you're a twitcher. Anyway, next thing you know, we see that they came across a big swole mushroom head monster that looked horrible. And so when they was in there, they had to hide. And that's when we learned that those mushroom head monsters, they can't see, they can only hear. And it was like majority of their body was similar to a regular person still, but their heads was just like abnormally deformed, as if like that mushroom spore, that bacteria, just took over their brains, literally. And so they had to be really quiet in there, trying not to disturb anything. Of course, one of them, I think she made a little noise, breathing too damn hard with that hot-ass breath. And, the clicker, they have a clicker, they have a twitcher. So them headquarters, they started clicking. And next thing you know, they was on them. So the three of them trying to get out of there, run. He wasn't able. For some reason, they always shooting zombies in the chest in these shows. And, he should have been going for headshots. But he ended up with a few, shots to get him off. But dude, slammed him. He lost his weapon. Everybody running. There's a lot of chaos going on. And they barely got out of it. Barely. That was, a nice scene. While that was happening, I was like, oh, girl about to get hit. What is his sidekick name? It ain't Marlene. What's her name? It ain't Tess. Oh, it is Tess, isn't it? Tess. Tess. How you doing, Tess? Tess. Are you the clicker? Tess, are you a clicker? So, you know what I'm saying? He had Tess. As soon as that was going on, I was like, man, they about to get Tess. Tess about to get it. But I was wrong. At least I thought, because they came out, they got rid of him, and it looked like everything was all good. And she said that she had a sprained ankle. She was ready to keep it moving. But once they got to where they were supposed to meet up with him, all of the fireflies was dead, shot up. So they saying, oh, man, we need to go back. Well, that's what he's saying. She ain't trying to hear it. And he said, Tess, what are you doing, Tess? We need to go back, Tess. I tell you, Tess, they have the clicker. They have a twitcher. We need to go back. I love the way he talked. And they have a clicker. And so they went in there, and she kicked down the door, wondering what's going on. All of them are dead. Come to find out, they had some of them got infected. The infected fought those that wasn't sick. In the end, they all lost and died. And so now she trying to figure out a way to get a map or whatever the case. And while they was doing that, he's like, what's the problem? And then she showed that she was bitten and that it was about to be trouble. And so, hold on, let me get this thing straight. And so while they was in there talking, it looked like one of the infected that they had just died or whatever that was in there from there we go. I don't know why the picture stopped. No, but so one of the people that was there, the Fireflies, the Resistance, started like waking up, Night of the Living Dead style, and he popped him. And right when he popped him, then he started growing back into the to the ground like Avatar. AY has you, Jake. My Jake. And so they had all of a sudden all the clickers, they knew where they were. And so Tess showed that she got sucked on like Vampire in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? And, he had him a little bit of evil ass. Get a little evil ass. Get a little evil ass. He got a little evil neck. The old boy got a little neck respect up out of Tess. So she was messed up. And he like, no, Tess. So she went on the suicide mission, basically. And pretty much blow this joint. She went and let all the gasoline go. Like gasoline, poured all the gas out on the ground. She said, y'all get out of here. I'm going to make sure that they don't follow you. And so once they all found her and came through, of course, they had it blocked and locked. And why does nasty ass mushroom head dude want to come get some kissy face? With them and she let him. I don't give a damn if I got bitten, I'm going out. I ain't letting you kiss and stick that stuff down my throat. Hey, I'm going out fighting. I don't give a damn. How many of y'all gonna let them stick that stuff down your throat even though you didn't got bit? I'm good. If I was her, I'd have just picked up one of them grenades and threw it instead of messing with that damn fake ass flick my bick. She got that Zippo lighter, so she tried to flick the Zippo lighter to light the gasoline on the floor and it wasn't working. And so all of the damn infected are now in there, and she's still trying to light them up so that everybody can get away safely, and it ain't working. And now this dude about to go ahead and suck face like Freddy Krueger. What a suck face. He tongued her down, gave her a tongue lashing. I got to get my lighting a little bit straighter up in here. Y'all see my candy man right there? Shout out to the OG candy man. So yeah, man, this was definitely a good episode. Fire episode. Majority of the episode was a lot of action, actually, but they did have, well, I can't say a lot of action. I say suspense. It was kind of suspenseful because you're wondering what, if they're going to come across the infected, if any of them, what's going to happen next. I mean, it's just, you never know what may jump out. It's not edge of your seat suspense, but it does have you wondering what's going to go next. Now, I just had a feeling Tess wasn't going to last long. For her to be gone in the second episode is a little quicker than I thought. But I think that we might still see some more of her, at least in flashbacks, considering that this show has been doing flashbacks since the first episode. So, with that being said, we can still see more Tess and other people. I like how they doing the backstory as well as what's going on now. That way we don't have to wait. We can see what happened and why we at this place, but at the same time keep it moving with the current story that they telling. So I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and let me see if these couple pictures are loaded yet. All right, I got a few more loaded up. But not the ones I wanted to show. But I will show that they were deciding to go the short way now because the long way is messed up. And this was the building that they decided to go through. If you are in Philly, because I'm assuming that they may be in Philly, although this isn't Independence Hall, but I don't know. If you recognize the buildings or you know the city, let me know. But I think they do a great job of building this environment. You know, it's really difficult to make a video game movie make a video game movie, basically, or TV show, because you can create such a lavish and immersive world in a video game that's very difficult to recreate in real life. But Resident Evil has done a good job of doing that, and I think they're doing an excellent job as well. This was where you could see that the mold or the fungus, this is what's attacking people as well. Now, we don't know if it's doing it to animals because we did see birds fly, but it's growing on buildings, structures, the ground. It's taking over people, so it's everywhere, as well as nature coming back. And so when they're going in these buildings, it's difficult. It makes it more difficult because if you disturb any of this mold or fungus, it like reports back because it's a hive mind. So all of the infected people will know, oh, it's a disturbance over here. Let's run over there and go get some lunch. So how the hell are you supposed to get through here without touching stuff? And another thing that I noticed that I thought that they should be doing is wearing a mask. With all the dust and fungus and mold floating around, they don't even wear a mask, breathing in all that dust. gonna have mold lungs, but and then he even touched this with his bare hands, but we saw that it was dead and dry, and it seems that when it's dead and dry, there ain't no snitching. It stopped snitching. They telling what's happening, and it seemed that that's why they was able to go through and it was safe. And even in this pile of stuff over here in the corner, you would see like remains of people that have been transformed into like mushrooms and fungus and stuff. So, I mean, it is kind of tripped out. And, it's a little different way to do the zombie story. Because, I mean, we have seen the zombie story told a lot of different ways. So, I like it. It's a little different. And I'm here for it. So, All right. Dame Kenny, you say the way social media talking, that city look like the Cowboys locker room. That's what's up, man. That is what's up. All right. Let me go ahead and give it a Mosco and break it on down. Now the camera is messed up. There we go. All right, hold up. Always something. Live TV. All right. Mosco, my rating system. 4 simple categories, 25 points each. Give you a total of 100. And if you want to score 1 to 10, just drop that 0. Now, we see the visuals and cinematography for this episode was excellent. Amazing backgrounds and story being told in this city looks amazing. And so with the visuals and cinematography for this show, I am going to give it a 25 top marks. I mean, the camera angles, the look, everything excellent. Storyline and plot, another great story for this episode where they're trying to get her through. You want to avoid the Twitcher. I like how they kind of said where Indonesia, what was going on and explained. So I'm going to give it a 20 for storyline and plot for the episode. Special effects, makeup, excellent, and costumes, excellent. Special effects, makeup, the Twitcher's head split. I mean, that was just perfect. Special effects, it's movie quality, film quality. I have to give it a 25 for special effects. And I finally got the picture of when she tried to get kissed by Mushroom Mouth. And so, special effects, makeup, costumes, 25, without a doubt. And entertainment, fun factor, very entertaining. Not the most entertaining thing I've ever seen, but it is very good. And I'm going to give it a 22, which would give it a total Mosco of 92. All right, a 92, which is very high. And hell, if you would even want to round it up to a 95, I ain't mad at you. That could be easily said to be a 9.5 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. What's your Mosco? What would you rate this episode of The Last of Us? And would you go ahead and kiss this dude, even though you know that you got bit and you about to be one of them? Are you going to let him stick that down your throat? I'm good. I'm just about to go out with the bite that I got and blow this joint. But you ain't about to stick that down my mouth. He's getting lube in my mouth. No, man. And she let him do it. And what's crazy is while he was sticking that down there, giving her a tongue lashing, she was still trying to go ahead and click that damn lighter. And it barely, of course, worked at the last second before her last bit of humanity was gone. The flame on. And she got there, so, you know, at least she ain't had to taste that mushroom mouth too long, that mushroom burger. And they was able to get out of there before they got smoked, literally. It's sad, but, hey, you gotta go out like a G, right? So, anyway, what's your Mosco? What would you rate The Last of Us? You let me know. And I'm up out of here. I appreciate everybody for coming through as always. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Deuces.